All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make...
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy? Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks? Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this trophy to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417? Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437. Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Me gusta esto, espérate. Vamos a ver. Comentario.
Wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Men. No lo entiendo.
Is it? Standing around doing nothing? Why?
Hola. No sé, espérate. Voy a hacer una cosa para poder leerte mejor. Que es básicamente... Espérate. Vale, ya está. Mejor.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Me gusta tocarle los huevos a este tío. Me cae mal. Es Capricornio.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends you'll say,
Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite.
I hope your friends find this concerning. Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is.
Joder.
That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Joder. Pero vamos a ver.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video games, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Esto es lo que voy a salir, a ver, aquí me quedo. Que se pique. Que se pique. No voy a salir. Algo me dice que como salga... Es que aquí algo va a pasar. No sé, la verdad. ¿Y si tengo que salir? No sé yo, ¿eh? ¿Qué puedo hacer ahora mismo? Me voy a quedar aquí. Eh, eh. Sal. ¡Me voy!
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Puedo.
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids.
Inválidos.
Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
No sé yo, ¿eh? Men este... No sé. No sé, la verdad, este men no. Bueno, venga, sí, vamos.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Fran, arriba o abajo, Fran. Tía. No sé para dónde ir, la verdad. Arriba. Venga, vamos a hacerle caso. Joder, qué épico. Coño. ¿Cómo se llama? Ejecutive. Vale, cuarto baño. Money in the morning. Money in the evening. Money for breakfast. Money crisp. Vale. Jabón. Joder, el piso de aquí no hay quien viva. No sé, algo aquí. No se puede hacer nada aquí. Nada, no me lo creo, Toma por culo. ¿Pues senta? No hay miedo. Bueno. Pero, ¿qué hay que hacer? Coño. Un panda. El Barron el Barron es tu jefe. Backroom. Hostia, tío, esta imagen, pero... un ascensor, vámonos. Hostia, ¿nos metemos o no? ¿O seguimos con la historia? Joder, fino. No sé, yo sí... Es que... No sé. ¿Vamos por el ascensor o seguimos con la historia? Full, vamos.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Espérate. No puedo darle... Joder. ¿Esto qué mierda es? Hostia, no me gusta por dónde va esto, ¿eh? A tomar por culo. Joder, por nada. Prosigamos. ¿Qué coño acaba de pasar?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Ojo. No sé. Algo aquí no me gusta.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Hostia. Escape. Uy. ¿Seguimos para allá o qué? En plan, podemos hacer si quieres este final en plan full a ver qué me dice el narrador o tomar por culo y me escapo. Boy. Escape. ¡Escape! ¡Me
Although
escapo!
this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Hostia, gore, 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 gore. Quiero morir.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Come los huevos. Voy
At
de
this
aquí.
point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Es falso. ¿Cómo que es falso? En plan... ¿vuelvo o no? Ahora me la toca, que la verdad, y si este juego en verdad es de miedo. No va a morir. Ah, bueno, pues vamos. Hombre, tendría sentido. Hostia, bueno, no sé yo, ¿eh? ¡Oh! ¡Qué épico! ¿Cómo lo he bugueado? ¡Ah! ¡Oh, maca! Soy gilipollas y me tiro. No va a morir. Sí, sí, verá. Nada, pues en verdad, no sé yo, ¿eh? Uy. Hostia.
As the
Bueno.
machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise,
Bueno, a ver.
he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what
No
this
sé yo,
life
¿eh?
is.
Me da a mí que a lo mejor un
Perhaps his
poco sí que
death was
muero.
of no great loss, like plucking the
Voy a
eyeballs
morir
from the
como si
blind
fuera un
man.
crepe. No.
So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Adiós, narrador. Me equivoqué. Un poco. Ay, Dios mío. ¿Qué?
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated, as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
¿Qué coño? Oye, al final era bait. Sí, como que me ha baiteado un poco el ojete. What the... ¿Qué coño?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Hombre, es verdad. Una puerta.
When
Coño.
every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see
Escúchame.
that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Una flor. El Monte Coronado. Galicia. La Rosaleda. Mi casa. Una piscina. Mi abuela. Escúchame. Pintura de naturaleza. En serio no me he dado cuenta. Com- Hostia. La venta de la presa. No, pero me he dado cuenta que cuando presiono X suena un teclado. Diagrama de la oficina. Hostia. O sea, nosotros empezamos aquí. Vamos por aquí. Hostia, es verdad. Y después va... Hostia. Qué guapo. Las dos puertas. El escenario de la puerta abierta fue la primera pieza concreta del diseño de Stanley Parable. Una vez que se creó esta habitación, el resto del juego surgió como una extensión, una exploración de la contradicción que se planeaba aquí. Hombre, qué guapo. La verdad, archivadores. Ah, computadores de la... Coño, ¿es verdad? Espérate. Lo tomo por culo. Joder. Sonido de botones. Selección de los sonidos que se utilizaban en el juego cuando se oprimen botones. En cada uno de ellos se combina un tono sintetizado con el sonido que se produce al presionar un teclado. Hostia, esto me está rayando en verdad. La oficina. Joder, la oficina. Créditos. Pero en plan, que estamos... como que estamos muertos, ¿no? Sí, como que estamos muertos. La oficina. Sí, yo creo que estamos muertos. Sala de mantenimiento. Qué rayante. ¿Cuál es el propósito de llegar aquí? Explorado como oficina del jefe. Imágenes de desarrollo de la oficina del jefe. Es como la representación de tu vida. Llaves. Reloj de la oficina. Ah, este juego cuando lo empezabas te pedía poner la hora de esto.
We're getting right back on track to where he was supposed.
¿Qué coño? Zona subterránea, una versión inicial de una zona... Hostia, yo me estoy cagando un poco, en verdad, ¿eh? Toma de narración...
The number 8. Stanley pushed the orange lever.
Now look closely, Stanley. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room.
Déjame.
Perfect example.
No me gusta. Vámonos, vamos a proceder ahí. Yo que sé, por aquí arriba. Está bueno. Final de la libertad. Coño, esta fue la primera versión del final de la libertad. Es en la versión alfa del juego. Ok. What? Escritorio de la cuenta regresiva. Uno de los escritorios de una versión inicial del final de la cuenta. Ah, que me está contando todos los finales y... Qué bien, ¿no? Final de la libertad. Este es el final de la libertad de la versión beta. Ah, qué bonito. Exit. No, todavía no quiero ir por allí. Rafa. Oye, y si... Es que no sé, creo que nos estamos spoilando en todos los finales. Cuidados por... Sí, creo que... Nada, paso, la verdad. Este se tendría que hacerse el último porque, no sé. Como que...
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Vale. Sí, no. Joder, pues nada. A ver, ¿qué coño hago? ¿Sí o no, Fran? ¿Sí o no? ¿Sí o no, Fran? ¿Tú qué opinas? No. Hostia.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen
What?
to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat
¿Estás tú
this
que voy a
game.
pagar la Play llave?
As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let...
Vale, ahora qué hacemos. Este juego te da la opción de empezar de cero. Pero podemos morir si quieres. ¿Qué hacemos ahora?
Time choose for you.
¡Ay, Dios mío! ¡Ay! ¿Qué hago? Lo he bugueado todo. Sigue. Pero en plan... ¿Que me muera o qué? Y miramos ahora. Plan, que me muera. Es que lo malo de YouTube es que te... Sí, vale.
Don't let...
Joder, pues nada. Ok. Ah, vale. Lo bueno de este juego es que tiene muchos finales. Muchísimos. Pero que... Bueno. Mejor no pregunto. Ay, otra vez aquí. ¿Podríamos decir que hemos hecho un final? ¿O no? Sí, ¿no? Sí. No me esperaba eso. No, yo tampoco. Vamos a hacerlo de
All
las
of his
puertas.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Vamos a hacerlo de las puertas.
Are you really just doing this for the trophy?
Final de la
Click the door
muerte.
5 times?
Ya ves.
Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Rafa, dime.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing
Sigue la
true
historia
effort
ahora.
for a
Venga,
noble
de una.
cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Los huevos. Tú y los 60 clicks.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Pirran.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's
ni de
office,
coña vuelvo a
hoping
meter
he
ahí.
might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Pirran.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean?
Oh!
Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible,
Stanley
he
tenía-
didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Hostia.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Cago en su puta madre. Este tío se la sabe todo, ayuda. Que yo solamente no quería comérmelo todo otra vez.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Ok, sigamos. Prosigamos. Qué miedo cómo baja. Por nada. Me da como...
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Vale.
Mind Control Facility.
Ahora sí, ¿eh?
The lights rose on an enormous room
What?
packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Qué miedo, ¿esto qué coño es? Cámara.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the
Ahí,
building.
eso es
Stanley's
donde iba
coworkers.
el
The lives
cargo
of
de
so
los
many
X-Men.
individuals reduced
De los
to
X-Men.
images on a screen.
Es verdad.
Stanley, one of them,
De los
eternally
X-Men.
monitored in this place
¿Qué
where
cojones?
freedom meant nothing.
Espérate, ¿y nosotros cuál éramos? 400... 400 y algo, pero no me acuerdo. Nada, pues se haga la mierda. Hace como un ascensor.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
427. A ver cuando se ponga la cámara. No entiendo nada. No se ve nada.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
¿Cómo? Mind control status offline. Oh my god. No he entendido una mierda, la verdad. Facility power. ¿Y me puedo tirar? No, no tiene pinta.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power,
Tiene
he
que
knew
romper
it
el
was
plomo, o
his
sea,
duty,
buscar
his
por la
obligation,
habitación.
to put
Ya.
an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Ah, que... Hostia, ¿yo la que hago? Puedo destruirlo todo. Pero en plan, sería como... Hostia, ¿qué pone ahí? No llego a leer lo que pone. Vaya asco de vida. No sé yo, ¿eh? Me pica la curiosidad, pero por otro lado, la verdad no sé. A ver, aquí hemos venido a jugar. Off. Joder, cómo me gusta jugar. Aquí hemos venido a jugar off, vale. Se muere. What?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes,
He had won.
¿Qué?
He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was
Tenías
mere
que
moments
romperlo.
away.
La libertad está...
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
Oh,
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before
Oh, qué
him. This was
bonito.
exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
qué bonito. Me pica los cocos. Ay. Termina el juego. Vamos a ver de qué va este trofeo. Consigue tu primer trofeo. Bueno, está bien. Vale, me lo dan cuando... A ver, esto no carga. Vale, sí. Termina completa de Stanley Parable. Ah, bueno, qué bien. Speedrun. Completa de Stanley Parable. Hostia, en menos de 4 minutos y 22 segundos. Juega Stanley Parable durante todo un martes. No puedes saltar. No, en serio, desactivamos la opción. Ahora de nuevo, sal del juego y vuelve a empezarlo. ¿Qué trofeos son estos? Ve a pisar el césped, no juegas Stanley Parable durante 10 años. Haz mundial de la configuración. Configura toda la barra del horizonte menú en todos los números. ¿Qué cojones? Ah, bueno, pues nada. Bueno, ¿y qué pasa si me caigo un ratillo? Porque tengo un reloj para mirarlo.
But
Cierro.
Stanley
What?
simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer.
Ahora huevo.
Now it's even closer.
Que sí.
Here it comes.
What? ¿Qué cojones? Joder, por nada. Espera, ¿qué cojones? Espérate. Esto antes no era así. No, esto antes no era... ¿Qué cojones? Esto antes no era así.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
¿Qué cojones?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Solo para admirarla. What?
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
What?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Hostia.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot
Pie
here.
izquierdo con el pie
I'm not your
izquierdo.
enemy, really, I'm not.
Bueno.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Fran,
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into you. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Mira, vete a la mierda, narrador. Yo pensaba que llegaba. Joder, he caído como una croqueta. He hecho... Me morí. Joder. Que se vaya un poco a la mierda. Bueno, chavales, hasta aquí el directo de hoy. Tengo mucho sueño, me voy a dormir. Toma por culo. Cabrón, hijos de puta. Adiós.